Today, we're diving into something huge in the world of U.S. immigration, the April 2026 Visa Bulletin. And look, for thousands of you, this isn't just another dry government update. No way. It's a real signal of hope and a window of opportunity that's just swung wide open. So, let's get right into what this means for you. If you've been in the U.S. immigration process, you know this feeling deep in your bones. It's a journey all about waiting, trying to figure out confusing terms, and just constantly refreshing those dates, hoping to see some kind of movement. It can be so frustrating. But this month, something's different, for real. Okay, so before we get to the really good news, we've got to make sure we're all on the same page. We need to understand the map that guides this whole thing, and it all comes down to a document called the Visa Bulletin and a couple of key terms that basically decide your place in that crazy long line. The easiest way to think about the Visa Bulletin is like a monthly weather report for immigration. You see, the U.S. government has a cap on how many green cards it gives out each year, and the demand is almost always way higher than the supply. So naturally, a massive wait list forms. The bulletin is just the government's official announcement saying, okay, here's who's at the front of the line this month. Now let's break down the two terms you absolutely have to know. First, your priority date. That's your number in the line. Simple as that. It's the exact date your first petition was filed. Then you have the cutoff date, which is the date the government posts every month. And here's the golden rule. If your priority date is before the cutoff date, congratulations, it's your turn to make a move. So, with those basics out of the way, let's get to the main event, because the April 2026 Bulletin isn't just a tiny step forward. For a lot of people, this is a giant leap, a really rare opportunity we just haven't seen in years. And here it is, the headline news. For applicants in the EB2 category, that's generally professionals with advanced degrees from the rest of the world, the waitlist has basically vanished. The category is now current. That means there's no backlog, the line is gone. Now, you might wonder why. Well, it's probably a mix of things. Maybe lower demand than they expected, or some unused visa numbers finally getting put to use. This is just a massive win for thousands of people. We're talking engineers, researchers, anyone with a master's degree or higher. But the good news doesn't stop there. The bulletin also shows some major forward movement for applicants from India in both the EB2 and EB3 categories. And for a group that faces the longest waits, that little bit of progress is a huge dose of optimism. Okay, now here's where things can feel a little tricky. But you have to stick with me, because understanding this next part is absolutely crucial. The Visa Bulletin doesn't have one chart, it has two. And this month, knowing the difference between them is the key to everything. On one side, you've got the final action dates chart. Just think of this as the ultimate green light. It's when your green card can actually be approved and in your hand. But on the other side, there's the dates for filing chart. This is the early bird chart. It lets you get all your final paperwork sent in, even if a visa isn't ready for you just yet. And here's the kicker. For April 2026, USCIS has given the thumbs up to use this dates for filing chart. So you're probably asking, okay, what's the big deal? If I can't get my green card yet, what's the rush to file? Well, the answer is, it's a huge deal. The benefits you get the second that application is officially in the system are incredible. Filing that final application, the I-485, unlocks what are called ancillary benefits. This means things like a work permit or EAD and a travel document known as advance parole. For families, this is absolutely life-changing. It means you're no longer stuck with one specific employer. It means spouses can get work permits. It means you can travel. It brings so much stability and freedom while you're in that final waiting period. Let's make this feel a little more real. I want you to meet Sarah. She's a software architect from Brazil, and her story really shows you the power of what's happening this month. Okay, so Sarah's priority date is June 1st, 2025. Now, before this month, the cutoff date was stuck way back in 2024. Because her date was after that cutoff, she was just stuck. Couldn't file, couldn't get those benefits for her family, nothing to do but wait. But now, check this out. With the April 2026 bulletin, her category becomes current. All of a sudden, her priority date doesn't even matter anymore. The door is just wide open. She can file her final application right now today and lock in her place and get all of those amazing benefits for her family. Sarah's story is incredible, but it also highlights something really important. This huge leap forward might not last. This isn't a permanent change. It's a window of opportunity. And there's a very specific reason you have to act fast. And that reason is this super frustrating thing called retrogression. You see, as thousands of people just like Sarah rush to file, they start to use up the limited supply of visas. And when that supply gets low, the government can just slam on the brakes and move the dates backwards, shutting that window just as fast as it opened. And that is why acting now is so critical. If you're watching this and thinking, hey, this might be me, here is a crystal clear 4-step action plan you need to start on, like, today. Number 1, go find your I-797 approval notice. That's where you'll find your golden ticket, your priority date. Number 2, pull up the official visa bulletin and compare your date to the April 2026 dates for filing chart. If your date is earlier, or if your category just says C for current, you are good to go. Number 3, start gathering your documents now. I'm talking birth certificates, marriage licenses, and especially get that medical exam scheduled. And finally, number 4, please consult a professional. Immigration law is tricky, and an expert can make sure you do it right and get it filed on time. All right, before we wrap this up, there's one last very important thing we need to cover. I have to be really clear. This explainer is just for educational purposes. It is not legal advice. Your situation is totally unique to you, so it's so important that you talk to a seasoned immigration attorney who can look at your specific case. For instance, you could reach out to the pros over at Alien Attorney to get that personalized guidance. You know, for so many people who have been waiting and waiting, the April 2026 Bulletin is a moment of real, genuine hope. It's a reminder that even in a system that feels impossible, progress can happen. If this is your chance, don't wait. The door is open right now. Make sure you're ready to walk through it.